Sivu, that's the friend. He's like, here's this guy, Aya, and he told me everything, and I was like, let's do it.
Nice.
And it really is like just your mindset being in a different place. Like, unemployed for a whole year before I went to university. That's why I was like, I can't do this. I need to find something.
Just find something.
Like, and that's why I was like, I'll shadow. It's fine. I just want to be sides of the mood disorder. The one is depression, and the one is the high, which is manic.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.
Hello there and welcome to another one. I trust I find you in good spirits. I'm back with another one, and Hero is not here, but the person that is next to me is a legend, and I'm going to introduce a. You know, there are certain individuals that you don't have to introduce just by looking at them or looking at you. It's something that I need to read, because when I saw this bio, I was like, jeepers, girl, what are we doing on this earth? Because clearly, there's an African saying that says, River Kapile.
Okay.
Yeah, River Fele.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Basically.
We ushered them in.
Yeah.
So they are the reason why we are on earth, because, wow, they are more important than we are.
No, don't say that. Oh my God. It's so crazy, because I'm like, what have I done with my life? And here you saying all this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, meet Olebogeng. But this is the part that got me. Olebogeng Morolo is a BA Honours Drama graduate from University of Pretoria, which she completed in 2015. In that same year, she was approached by the university culture executive committee to be the program director at the annual first year resident competition titled
Ink Meloding.
Is it Afrikaans?
Yes.
Okay. Due to the success of the event, she was asked to co-host the university's Seri Finals 2015 alongside Weza Matomani. I'm going to carry on going with this. In 2016, she became an official programs director for Dr. Tembeka Mlauli's annual Women's Conference. Wow. She was also given an opportunity to present a cooking show for a network called WOW TV. I think I know WOW TV. And has since then been involved in a talent show and an educational foundation as a host, as well as other Masters of Ceremonies opportunities, with a breakthrough appearance as MC for the V&A waterfront activation for the Summit 2018. That was in Cape Town.
Oh, beautiful.
She has worked at South Africa State Theatre as a development coordinator intern, and then went in for an opportunity in the fashion and retail business as an office and personal assistant for Machere and Zulu Design Emporium. Then got a breakthrough in media as a content producer at Vision View Sports Radio. She has been involved in several other projects with Vision View Production, including voice work, working behind the scenes for their Supersport production. She is currently expanding on her brand as an MC, program director, presenter, and voiceover artist, in which she labels as Ole.
She who speaks.
Who speaks, and growing in the industry as a broadcaster. She aspires to become an influential public figure in the entertainment industry, where she pioneers in media, theater, fashion, and events. She looks towards philanthropic outreach on issues such as unplanned pregnancy and mental health awareness. Ladies and gentlemen, there she is. Hi, Ole.
Hello.
Cheers.
Thank you.
How does one feel when someone is reading such an amazing biograph? Why aren't you writing a book?
Am I undermining myself? Because I'm just like, what is that?
Clearly, no, you're just being modest.
I think maybe due to what I've been exposed to, I still see myself as a small fish in the pond. Like,
so humble.
No.
Beautiful, so humble, yet humble. Yeah.
Okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe I need look, I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm not where I want to be, but I guess I can. But thank you for acknowledging me and thinking so highly of me. I really, really appreciate it.
I think that's why they say when you're a prophet, we're going to go jump into the Bible a little bit.
No, let's
They
do
say a prophet is not acknowledged in their own hometown, but only outside. That's sort of, oh, wow, you highly achieved this and that and this, but then you actually don't say it. And that's more or less the same way with a blessing. You're walking in it, and it's only the other people that are like, she's so blessed.
Yeah.
She is walking in divine nature and whatnot. So, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I guess maybe because like comparing is such a it's a crippling thing. But I'm saying, because you're surrounded by certain people, you ask yourself, I should be there by now, especially at the age I'm at. What was I doing all these years and all these things?
But then at the same time, they always say that just because you're not where your classmates are, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're denied.
Sure.
It's still going to come.
True.
And the thing is, a lot of times we think that just because so and so is already at that level, then they've made it. I haven't. Maybe you have. People's journeys are different, I think. So
no, it's true. And I have a friend of mine who likes saying, that's a Tswana thing. Meaning there's no one, like, it just doesn't matter who's first. Basically, the first will be last, the last will be first. Basically, that kind of.
That's why I always say life is a sphere, or it's a circle.
Yes.
One moment you're right on top, the other one you're down.
Exactly.
So you're not going to be arrogant just because you're on top of your game. Just because you're doing well in your industry doesn't necessarily mean that you have to look down on the other person.
So true.
So so welcome to the Game On podcast.
Thank you. Thanks.
You know, a shout out to Aya, our content producer. And Aya said, guys, there's this lady and she sends your voice note. And I'm like, I like her. Already I like her. And like, no, she's in Vision Sports Radio. You guys met when he got the mini cricketer coach of the year. Briefly give me an overview of your relationship with Aya. What was your first impression when you met him?
We haven't made. It was telephonic.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a telephonic. That's why I was like...
that's why I wanted to come today.
Yes. I was like, I hope I see you. And she's like, I don't know. But no, I haven't met him.
Wow. Interesting. Yet she's got so much to say about you.
Really?
Loads to say about you. Yesterday, I even said, because I met him yesterday, and I'm like, can you please give me a photo of Ole so that I know who I'm talking about or who I'm going to be interviewing. And then he sent me your photo. But that's when you sent the biograph, and I'm like, oh, so this is the person. So it's amazing that you guys haven't met.
No, I got his contact from one of his friends back from EC.
I see.
Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
Because I was always looking for guests. Like, as a content producer, you just need, So it's just like, anyone know where I can get in? So the nice thing about my shows that I loved highlighting was grassroots level sports.
Nice.
Other sports, they always want, other shows, they sometimes just want the, which I was doing as well, but I really liked acknowledging those in grassroots, and those are the ones that actually tell people, please listen. That's what gives you the numbers, because they're so excited. They want that exposure. So I was just like, please guys, give me anyone. And then Sivu, that's the friend. He's like, here's this guy, Aya, and he told me everything, and I was like, let's do it.
Nice.
And then but we haven't met. I would have loved to meet him and just.
Yeah, he wanted, but then he had a visitor, so it's like, chats, I have to go home. And okay, anyway.
No
everyone always asks this question. Obviously, you're a legend, and I've given you such a big
legend.
Yeah. Take it. Please. Take it. Take it. Who is Olebogeng in your own words?
Okay. I'll always start off by saying Olebogeng is a child of God. Jesus Christ be my Lord and Savior.
Amen.
Without him, I'm nothing.
Of course. All the glory is because of God.
Honestly, my spiritual journey is very interesting. And it's because of my spiritual journey that I find myself in the places that I'm in. But I think my pivotal moment happened in 2017, but I'll get to that. Yeah. So basically, born in Pretoria. Family is from Pretoria, my mom and dad. But they were living in Mafikeng. So like we left when I was 2, then we moved around a lot in the Northwest Province until eventually we're where we're at now, which is Krugersdorp. That's home. Been there since 2000. I'm Kemotswana. I'm 31 this year. A mother of one boy who's 10 years old.
And here they are. They say women don't want to expose their age. Like, I'm 21 till I die. Come on.
I used to say that. I'm fine. I think...
Yeah.
So I'm going to get to that, actually, about when I turned 30. That was beautiful for me. I'm literally living where I need to be.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So, yeah, and you mentioned it, where I graduated. I went to Tux. I did drama, thinking I was going to be an actress. So that was the dream. Like, oh, I'm going to be an actress.
Is that a dream that can't be reached?
Look, it might
at this
be.
point?
It could be. Especially, like I'm saying, what's happening right now with how God is orchestrating my life.
Yeah.
There's a possibility. There really is. It's not my, like, look, if it happens, great, but it's not.
So it's no longer.
It's no longer, yes.
Okay, so your life is sort of shifted.
A lot. The vision has shifted for good.
Good,
I think for good. So even when you mentioned now and you're saying voiceovers, presenters, that's all good and all, but I'm going to call myself a speaker. Like, I'm launching myself as a speaker. That's what I want to be.
I was interviewing a mate. He wrote those books. You're gonna get one of those.
Okay.
And he looks at himself as a keynote speaker and not a motivational speaker. So I'm like, so do you see yourself as a keynote speaker or motivational speaker, or is there a difference between the two?
I'm gonna say, for me, a motivational and inspirational speaker. That's what I want to be.
That's what you want to be.
Because also I'm going to be an author. Look, I'm very intertwined with the prophetic. Like, that's something I want to uplift young women, just women in general, especially based on the experiences I've been through. I feel like there's a story there for women.
I think there's always a story. There's always a story.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to work in that kind of, just, I think I did tell you before, faith-based content. So for me, it's just a voice, a mouthpiece for God, where I just share his heart and I share his words. So for me, that I don't know if I'll say keynote. No, I want to motivate, inspire, but also transform. Like, really just transform how people see life and think. So
you spoke about there was a brief description with regards to mental health, and as we're gonna get into sports and mental health, I think the two coincide quite nicely.
Yeah.
And what's your overview of mental health? Because one person was asked, what is mental health? And I don't think there's anyone that has quite grasped the whole concept of mental health, because it's seen as taboo.
Yeah.
What is mental health to you?
Mental health. Okay. So let me start with how people just throw it around, like, I'm depressed.
Yeah, it's like FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like, I was so depressed.
It's such a serious condition. So serious. It's chemical imbalances. Like, it's to do with the brain and shutting down. Like, literally, where you shut down, where it's like you're living, but you're just not present. Everyone else, I call it like I'm drowning, but everyone around me is breathing, So I hate that, how people just throw things like that. Like, even like, oh, get over it, you're bipolar. And that irks me, because I am actually diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And for people to just think, just because you're moody and stuff like that, that's what you are. Oh no, it's such a serious condition. Like, if I had to take you through my journey, I guess for another day, it's a lot. Wow. It's really, really a lot. So mental health, it really is a psychological thing affected by, I believe, our environments, things we're exposed to and stuff. But it can be genetics for some people, and it's trauma triggered for some people. I can't talk too much on things like OCD and schizophrenia because I'm not too familiar with those. But I also believe there's a spiritual thing to it. There definitely is for you to get there. But mental health really is like just your mindset being in a different place. Like,
Dineo Ranaka was asked that question, and she says a lot of people think that the opposite of depression is happiness. Because when one says they're depressed, like, you drive a Range Rover, you live in a mansion. No, people think just because you've got the best job or you live in your life, then your mental health is supposed to be great. Why are you depressed? You understand? And we are living in a society that really hasn't actually grasped the whole concept behind mental health. That's why we're bringing platforms where let's get us to speak.
Honestly.
Even if it's men, women, let's just be in the same position and say, today I feel like crying. Cry.
Yeah.
Today I'm not feeling like getting out of bed. It's okay.
Yeah.
And yes, when we come to faith, we then say the person is not in faith if they're
you're
depressed.
healed in Jesus'
Yeah,
name.
understand.
And you can't. Look, some can be miracles, perhaps you just.
Exactly.
But it's
Yeah,
such a process.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I've actually got tips and tools on how to get people due to how I got through my
Yeah,
depression
yeah.
periods, you know?
You said we mustn't mention that you're starting something. I was going to say, she's about to do 1, 2, and 3, but we're not going to get Let's take... So you were the content producer of Vision Sports, and part of your bio as well, there is stuff that what you worked on Supersport and whatnot.
Yeah.
Take me through what's the whole concept behind Vision Sports. What were you doing? Yes, you were a content producer, but someone is listening to thinking, what is a content producer?
Okay. So I got to Vision View Sports Radio. I didn't think, so they'd have the TV side and the radio, right?
Side,
I didn't really know much about the company. It was just there, like, I just want to learn and shadow. I actually started there by shadowing.
Wow.
I didn't go there to get a job.
You strike me as the kind of lady that's going to knock on doors.
Yes.
And say, I'm here. Please use me. I'm here. Yeah.
That's literally me.
Wow.
That's how I get my jobs, to be honest. So listen, shadowing works. I think especially in my industry.
Especially in radio and stuff.
In my industry.
A lot of people just want to get paid.
No.
Just go and
just show yourself. One day they'll just be like, you know what, let's use you for
exactly.
trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, I even did Big Brother this year, but like it was just one day.
Wow.
But just because I put myself in that space.
Wow.
And then the lady who was doing the job that I was doing, she couldn't do it that time. So it was like, can you ask her?
Come, wow.
So it really works.
Wow.
It really works.
Yeah.
So I went into that space and I thought I'm going to do the TV side because that was the dream. But then they're like, the radio just opened and they don't have people. So come, let's, you know.
Yeah.
But I was shadowing for 3 months, no pay, and it was fine. And then
you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it.
Wow.
I really did.
Wow.
That place grew me. Like, you see how you're saying whatever with my career, like my career, I give thanks to that place. They really gave me that platform.
Yeah.
So content producing, which has also been a dream, I must say. I always seen myself as behind the scenes woman. In fact,
is it because you don't want to be in screen? Because there are certain individuals you're like, no, I prefer being the quiet one. You're not the quiet type.
Oh no, I'm fine with being on screen, but I think there's a gift there behind the scenes. When I mean behind the scenes, I mean in creation and entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So I want to be one of the pioneers to push faith-based media content and stuff.
Media content. Because at the same time, I think media is so infiltrated with what the world wants. And yes, we are speaking. You know what? I'm just in awe as this whole conversation is not going.
we come back. Sorry,
so relax. It's still Game On Podcast and we're speaking sport. So
we're gonna speak sport. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just enjoying and I'm just going with the flow.
Yes. But yes, you're saying content producer.
Content producer, yeah.
Content producer. So got there and it was like thrown into the deep end because I didn't even know where to start. I'm like, what do I need to do? And it was like, you just need to look for guests. I'm like, where do I even start looking for guests?
Yeah.
You have to put a script together, running order, basically. That's what we call it. As to like what time what segment goes, what segment and all of that. And what time to call this guest and all of that. But it's like I just got into it. I think, look, you can get into content producing if you're into it. It's easy. I'm gonna say it like it is. It is easy but hard at the same time.
Then what then happens if the guest doesn't show up?
Yes, you have to have plan B, C.
Plan C, D, E, F, G.
You need to. Sometimes I just come up with something on the spot because it's like I didn't prepare for this, but let's do this.
Let's do this. Yeah.
But the nice thing about sport, there's always something. There's content. You go look at the Supersport app and you just go through the news. There's an update on something. You go look at just the different platforms, ESPN or anything.
You'll find something.
I always used, what is the Sports 24 was my thing. It really helped me. Just many others. And in doing that, when you now find contacts and whatever, people now know you. And they're like, hey, I want an interview. We just did this project, or we just did this initiative.
I thought that you were supposed to approach the guest and not the other way around.
No, they can.
Isn't it that when you then approach and say, hey, I just did 1, 2, and 3, then already I'm not interested in you, isn't it? You just do one.
We love it. And
Wow.
we, in fact, let me say for me, I can't speak on behalf of other content producers.
Yeah.
Hence, I told you I like covering different stories, and usually the ones that would approach me are those like from grassroots or who are still like trying to get acknowledged and stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, bring it on. You know, sometimes the presenters would be like, ma'am, in fact, we're gonna do this, and those ones turn out so good.
Wow.
Really so good.
Wow.
I really enjoyed like even the sports that you don't really take note
You
of.
don't understand them exactly.
Gymnastics of life, equestrian and all those things, water polo.
The archery.
Some people are just like,
what is that?
Why do we need to touch on that? It's always the football, rugby, cricket, you know?
All these mainstream sports,
Yes.
Let's speak about women in sport. When you got into Vision Sports, that was the only option for you to get into a station that is predominantly about sport because you loved sport, or it was just a matter of that's the first door that opened? Wow.
I sat at home unemployed for a whole year before I went to Vision View. That's why I was like, I can't do this. I need to find something.
Just find something.
And that's why I was like, I'll shadow. It's fine. I just want to be in the space. I want to learn.
Yeah.
Just take as much as I can. So for me, I mean, I did sports. I stopped doing sports in grade 8. Sports was never.
So it was never a thing.
It was never the dream.
Wow.
But I grew into it.
Wow.
And I was good at it. I think. I was good at bringing it to the table and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did say when we were like off camera, this is not to brag, but it's just to show the grace of God that from coming without knowing sports and then leaving the radio station and then getting acknowledged for Gauteng Women in Sports Awards.
I was going to come into that as well, because you're saying you left, then you get awarded with Gauteng Women Sports Award. Obviously, there was a call that was done. You get a call, hi, Ole.
Oh, no, you get nominated.
You're part of the nominees.
Yeah.
Was it something that you planned as you were working through whatever you were doing at Vision Sports, that this is what I want to be achieved? This is what I want to achieve.
Even. So the category wasn't even there, because these awards have been around for a while. It's hosted by Footballing Girls, and Monira Ramadula, she's the founder.
I see.
So actually what happened is I was nominated last year for the Johannesburg region. And it was me and this girl, but I didn't win.
Okay.
So I didn't even expect anything from these ones. I was
As long as you're nominated,
I was like, thank you. And then I just went on the day when it was now everyone, the big awards.
Yeah.
I just went there and I was like, I'm here for fun because I'm not going to get it anyway.
Wow.
I was just like, I'm not going to get it.
It's the modesty for me. The modesty. Yeah.
Because I didn't win the Johannesburg. So I'm like, what's the chances of me winning this one, the best
So
one?
even slimmer, yeah.
So I was just like, whatever. Next thing you know, we both won. Like, it's like both of
So was this for national?
Gauteng Women in Sports.
Come on. Geez, that was big then.
Is it?
What was your speech when you went to receive the award?
I thanked my Lord. I thanked my parents. I thanked Vision View. I thanked Footballing Girls. And I just said at the end, thank you to everyone who actually give us the content for sports. You guys keep doing your magic. It's because of you that we have what we have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly.
All of that from the top of your head.
Maybe there was a young preparation.
Exactly. So I'm so excited because we're getting right into the truth. There was something
There were hints.
You see. So there is no such thing as, no, I was not prepared. You know what, I'm just being humble.
I didn't go there being like, I want it, I'm gonna. It was a thing of, I might, but you know what?
But then at the same time, there is that thing of, if I then get too excited and expectant, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yes.
So let me just act as if it doesn't
exactly,
matter. But deep down, you're like, I want it.
I think especially for my bow out, because I knew I was bowing out, trying to pursue more now.
More stuff, yeah.
So it was like it would be nice,
Yeah.
just, and it really was like a gift.
Well, what's your overview of the sport in South Africa? Because yes, this week has been an amazing week with the girls, the Banyana doing way better than the boys ever did. Not will do, ever did. The netball was amazing. The 48. New Zealand. I think the fact that it went all the way to 48, that was a nail biter.
The seconds they had.
Exactly. that's just on another level.
Yeah.
What's your overview of the whole entire? Is South Africa moving in the right direction when it comes to women that are taking part at the big stage, sport-wise, media, you name it?
100%. Definitely. I mean, I've worked with women who are legends in like football, Portia Modise and stuff, and she's a huge advocate.
Yeah.
She's been a huge voice for women's sports to get acknowledged and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they crying with joy, tears of joy, because like this is what we fought for.
We've been
This is
fighting
what
for this.
and Fran Hilton Smith as well. Like they just like we're now seeing the fruits of what we fought for.
Yeah.
And you will even go to presenters now. A lot of women presenters on Supersport are given that platform. Botato Moeng, Lerato Paro, I got the privilege to work with them, you know. And netball. People didn't know there was a netball World Cup.
No clue. I was on 947 and Robert Marawa was interviewing a lady, say, no, we're preparing for the World Cup. And World Cup? Netball? Who knew? And it seems like South Africa is doing so well in it.
Really?
That means all these things have been happening in the background and no one spoke about them.
You have to be deep within sports to know. I know I wouldn't have known that if I didn't work in the sports industry. But I mean, we did the whole Netball Friday thing, so we'd wear like the t-shirts, the activations and stuff. And the fact that I like that the spotlight is on women to show that look at us doing better than
Like, let's all be honest, because Bafana, geez.
No.
I don't even know who plays in Bafana squad. That's the thing. And it's not right. But, just say.
But we knew our old teams. Remember, like we used to know
Mark Fish, exactly. Your Mark Williams, all those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas
I think it just goes to show that if a team is winning, there's going to be enough spotlight on them eventually. But the thing now is, Banyana is playing this well, yet there is no professional set up for the ladies only. A Kaizer Chiefs for the girls and Orlando Pirates for the girls. What do you think should be done, especially for you guys that are in media, to try and push the little girl that is down there that wants to play ball?
Look, there's the Hollywood Bets League for women's sports, for women football. Yeah, there's Mamelodi Sundowns women.
I know Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes, the others, look, I can't speak on behalf of the Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates. You know they have their own brand and their own vision. Yeah. But there's many other teams in women's league, actually. There is a league for ladies.
It's just amazing how... so you look at Desiree Ellis, the way everyone was gunning for her head because apparently she didn't play some player that was good, or something like that. And it's amazing how a woman is scrutinized at the first sign of a mistake. Dude. Then when she does well, no one is going back to say, I'm sorry, Desiree, I'm sorry for the tweet that I posted or anything. It's how do you manage to be in an environment where it's male dominated as a woman and still be this confident and say, this is what I want to achieve and I'm going to go for it? Is it someone that you're looking up to? Did you have a mentor, a mentee that's sort of like a role model that sort of like said, you're going to break through that door and you're going to make sure it happens?
I really didn't. I have to be honest with you. I think for me, it's just always, I don't know, it's my brain, the way it's wired, that I've always just had determination and drive and passion.
There's so much determination, I can tell you that. That's one thing for sure, yeah.
I think because I have so much passion and I have a vision, I have an end goal. So it's like sports isn't the end goal, but it's the place to get me. So I was like, I'm just doing it, Yeah. So I had to be my own self-motivator. And trust me, there was... You'd be surprised, actually, the people who come against you the most. It's actually women. That I had a lot of friction from women.
So it's true that women on women violence is real.
Look, I can't say, I don't know on the field and those who are actually like sportswomen and stuff, but I can definitely say us who are like behind the scenes, I've heard many stories, but women will really
weigh you down.
I've had a woman say to me, at first I didn't like you. And I was like,
it's the honesty. It's the honesty.
It's like, but you're really...
What was it with that information, though?
It's like, you're a really cool person. And it's like, I didn't even know you either, but you didn't like me just basically from seeing me. It's weird. There's a lot of competition, I guess, and maybe it's that competition of I need to be seen because it's such a male-dominated.
Yeah. What kind of challenges can you give me an example?
Of being in that space?
Yeah. What kind of challenges will a woman face? So there is a girl that is in matric and looking at Ole and saying, I want to be that. And you become a role model to that girl. But then obviously they see the spotlight, they see the shine and the glam and whatnot, but they don't know the challenges behind that which you are doing or what you achieved.
Look, yeah, the challenges are definitely like guest dropping you. It's a big thing because, well, for me, how I'd look at it is, oh my gosh, all eyes on me. I probably screwed up, and what if like people are gonna think I'm lacking and stuff like that? So you always have that, and bearing in mind, yes, you are a woman, like, and you're not taken as seriously. Unfortunately, I have to say this. Like, yes, we are like given that platform and that voice, but at the same time, because you are a woman, they're gonna think you're emotional. You're gonna,
which is true. So emotional, da. What's new?
But yeah, I mean, I guess for them sometimes. I mean, I've had like some ideas that I'd pitch and people don't want to do them. I've had men undermine me as well, like very slightly. They don't like to jump, but slightly. You know, challenges. Men are gonna try.
And the thing with men is there's always gonna be, oh, she's hot. So
kind of look, even when you go to events and stuff, the sportsmen will just want things and from you. So it's very important to know who you are.
How do you balance the two? Only the vibrant lady, and not be in a position where men don't get the wrong signal. Because a lot of times, just because you're friendly doesn't mean I want you.
Yeah,
you
no.
Just because I'm smiling at you doesn't mean that, oh, wow, you understand.
Yeah.
And how then do you separate the two? Because at the same time, you also don't want to come across as arrogant.
Yes, and it's not in my...
And it's not in your nature, exactly, or personality.
And yeah, a lot have mixed my friendliness with flirting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Look, let me be very frank with you and be very honest. My past is not pretty.
I don't think there's anyone that has a pretty past. Mine either. So, yeah. Welcome to my world.
No, but me even being saved, it wasn't pretty. So sometimes, like, I would, like, give in. But not to the point where it's like, I'm giving in because I want an interview or whatever. Oh, yeah, sometimes, I think, I don't know. I haven't heard of those stories. Oh, well, I did, but not in the sports industry. No, not in the sports industry. But people have, done things to get interviews or contacts and stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't really know that. For me, it was more of just like, oh, it's whoever. Like, not big stars, but like you fall into that thing of like, but it's whoever this, player, and like he's a sportsman, and you fall into that, and then you realize like later, and you're like,
that's not.
It's
me.
not the life.
That's not
so.
Me. Yeah.
I think, and honestly, chances of them seeing you as like the one or whatever, it's very slim. I mean, maybe for some people. Look, there's always different stories and stuff, but
you never experienced.
No, chances they just playing.
From Vision Sports, you said there was the TV part and the radio part.
Yes.
Did you ever aspire to be a radio presenter?
Not for sports.
You didn't want that.
But I still want to be a radio presenter.
So with Vision Sports, it's all sports, nothing else.
So, okay, yes, it's like Monday to Friday it's sports, but we were blessed enough to have like Fridays where we can slip in fun Fridays or different things. Like each show had like where you can bring entertainment.
And that was because of you, the content producer. Were you the one that
it's ideas. People can be like, Tabo Wang actually started this with her show, and she'd call it, what did she call it? Celebrity Thursdays. So she'd bring in people from entertainment industry. I see. So she started that platform, and then the rest of us ran with it on Fridays. Okay. So like just Fridays a chill day. So like let's bring in and we'd bring like people in the entertainment industry, music, acting, anything. Wow. It was
A ticket to the netball for the ladies is $700. A ticket to Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates is probably $200. A ticket to the SA20 is $240. Are women doing themselves any favors by charging so much?
It's packed. Have you watched?
Interesting enough. So like, geez, South Africans have got money. It really
Cape Town?
Yeah.
It's international. So there are people from New Zealand who never and they can pay that.
Yeah.
Because remember, our currency is
obviously. Because if you use a US dollar or pounds or anything, then that's nothing. Absolutely. But the thing is, if we're trying to bring women
I get you.
to have a fan base, then surely the prices must be
I get you.
The one that lives in the lowest of lowest can be able to afford to go and watch them. The reason being is, I still remember Zimbabwe cricket went through a plunge and things were not going right, and they then got to a point where they were saying everyone, it's free entry to get into the stadiums, and that sort of like spiked up the love for the game, because one would think, I may not have eaten at home, but I can still just jump and go to the cricket and just watch and scream and whatnot, and while up time. If women in sports, or if women sports events for women, if they are being charged at exorbitant prices, then isn't it that the fan base is going to be a little bit lower?
Look, I think they're probably just doing it for this World Cup. They're not expensive, other tickets, not that I've heard of.
Okay.
And I think they do stick to that, knowing that, look, we don't sell out stadiums or anything like that. So I think it's purely based on this big international sport that we have for the first time, that we're hosting the Netball World Cup. But I don't think it's something like women are like, we want to prove a point, or look, if it is, I haven't been following on that. Maybe I'll have to do more research and find out what was the real reason on that. And remember, I left.
When did you leave? Because all this time I'm thinking you're still with Vision.
I left February.
Okay. What was the reason, not the main reason for you to leave, but what was the deciding factor saying, this is my time, I'm done?
Growth.
Were you not growing?
I felt I reached my...
Okay.
You know when you get so used to something that you even
you can do it in your sleep.
You just
you can do it in your sleep.
An hour before. It literally got to that point where I could just... So I saw this is not me. This is not...
I'm done with this,
So it was new things, and my dreams were buried as well. I think I was so focused on this, and it's no, man, I've lost sight of the bigger picture.
Okay.
And I'm so glad. You see how you're seeing me now? I was never like this. I don't think I was like this. I've always had a bubbly personality, yes. But in terms of my confidence, and it's because
also when you're behind the scenes, then you're not exposed to anything, so live your life. But then at the same time, surely there's a bit of confidence in knowing that show went on so well because of my doing.
True.
I'm the one that found that guest. I'm the one that instigated that conversation, and surely there should be confidence in that, isn't it?
I guess. No, there is. Look, I appreciate presenters who'd acknowledge your work. Not all would, but there are those who are well done. That was a great interview.
Okay.
Or well done. Today's
offline
show. Yes, offline. No. Those are offline chats. Those are offline chats. It really, that kind of actually boosts you up. But then there are periods where you don't even get that. And you need to know.
Presenters that rude.
Look, I'm not just presenters, but
I'm throwing you.
I'm just saying as a whole, because like you're saying, the spotlight is not on you, the pressure is on you.
The pressure is,
it's you need to produce. Your
so if it gets screwed up, it's on you.
It's on you. Your presenters are talking this. Why? I don't know. I told them to, it's those things, a lot of the things, because you're the boss. And you get managers being you're the boss, act like the boss.
So act like it.
But they looking at you excuse me, who do you think? You're into, that's the challenge. I remember you asked what are the challenges. Those are things you have to find middle ground. And
can you be that, what's the word? I don't want to use the actual word.
I know what you're thinking. I was even thinking the B one. Because I've been told, presenters told me, Ole, you need to be a B. And it's they're you need to be. And I'm I don't know.
That's not my kind
and
of
when I do that, it's not received well. So that's why it's I don't know how to find my balance.
Yeah, I think for someone that smiles a lot, because you strike me as a person that's more smiling than grumpy, how then do you strike a balance, say, this is serious business. I said we're going left. I said we're going left. Okay. I said we're going left.
Look, I think when I'm firm. And that's why it's it can come across when I'm,
She can do this.
No,
What's the bigger picture with Ole? Because you did drama, you did emceeing, and you setting yourself up for emceeing events. What's the bigger goal?
My own production company.
Wow, she's going big. She is. They say if your dreams are not big enough and they scare you, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
Can I tell you? Because I'm launching into it like now. I'm actually doing my own thing. I'm freelancing and shifting into business.
Yeah.
There was a night I was up the whole night. Literally, I couldn't sleep because it was ideas. It was, how am I going to do this? To the point, tears. I'm like, God, I can't. It's like, you can.
It's big. That's how big it is.
No, it really. So that's the end game production company with so many ideas, which you'll see come to fruition.
Wow, I can't wait. I'm going to be part of those and say, I'm here.
Yes,
I'm definitely here. Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
no,
Amazing.
so.
Just Ole. You strike me with so much confidence, so much. You are a woman with a level head.
Wow.
Or what do you call it? I'm looking for the perfect word. So your head is right on solid shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
Surely there is a time that you fell through a dip for you to realize that's how strong you are. Take me through your journey in the down low before this smiley one.
Too many. Where do I even begin? Too many. From when I was young. But I think mostly it hit me first year. That's when I had like my first episode. And then like gradually I just had battle in varsity a lot. I think I suffered a lot from like so low self-esteem. Not consciously, like not, I wouldn't present it. Like people wouldn't know, but I knew like in deep down inside. And that's why you'd want the attention, like you'd want approval and stuff. So it was like low self-esteem, low self-love, like really suffered a lot from that. So even the decisions you make and stuff. So deep down, I wasn't happy, but put a smile.
Just smile.
All of that. Yeah. And then depression really hit like 2015. That was my first depression, I think, because I was hospitalized actually for it.
Yeah.
I've been hospitalized twice, but that was my first. And then when I was told and diagnosed with what I have, I was like, no.
Impossible.
I was like, can't be me. Impossible. Like, because of the stigma that came with it. It was just like, no, I'm just depressed. I'll take depression. That's fine. But the other one, no.
You're not doing that,
And it's still a thing. Like, even now, I'm like, should I talk about this? Should I? And now I'm just like, look, someone out there needs to hear this because they're suffering. It's fine.
It's funny how my first interview was a lady that was diagnosed with bipolar. And I still remember, no, it was not my first, I think my third, fourth, whatever. And I still remember leading up to that, I said, God, can you please bring me a person with bipolar? Because reason being, we grew up knowing that the girl that hits your windscreen and smashes windows and whatnot, she's bipolar. Not bipolar. So when I then got Nonti Nkabinde, she's my very good friend of mine. She wrote a book. So I was on Impact Radio. I was listening to Impact, and she was being interviewed, and she was marketing a book, Bipolar and Me. So I'm like, immediately, I tell my co-host at the time, and I'm like, can we please get hold of this lady? So fine, we buy the book. I read that book in 4 hours. It was a big book that I could not stop.
Sure.
Literally. So fine, then I invited her for a shoot. And I am very time conscious. Okay. I think if anything, I want my things to be in order. No problem. If I say we are meeting at 2 and you are there at 2:05 and you didn't tell me, you'll find me gone, even if I want your money.
Oh, so, okay, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm insane like that.
Okay.
So when you sent a message 15 minutes ago that if you're running late, I was like, thank goodness. Thank you.
Why?
You understand? Because I don't want someone that's going to say it 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So the day that we're supposed to have the interview, everything is set and whatnot, and she's not there. She sends me a screenshot of her ways, and it says she's going to be there at 2:03. We were supposed to do it 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Already I'm thinking, do I scream? Do I get angry? But she's got bipolar. What if she gets even more angry than me? Then I had the interview with her, and it was funny that we don't understand what bipolar is.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking she's going to get there and she's going to be so angry if I keep on asking her, where are you? Are you getting lost and all this? And she only made me realize that with hers, sometimes she just wants to cry. Literally, she will sit in bed the whole time and just be crying. And I'm thinking, I thought bipolar has to do with anger.
No.
Why is it? Why is it that we don't understand what bipolar mood disorder? When you were diagnosed with it, were you worried about the actual sickness, or you're worried about what people
are saying? No, I think, but even like having the sickness, because I also didn't understand what they meant. And can I tell you, I'm still on the journey of learning what it is. I think I have a much better understanding, but back then it was like, what? But through therapy, like seeing my psychologist, psychiatrist, you get an understanding. So it's mood disorder. But on a really hectic level, not just like where you wake up one day and it's a bad day.
Are you the crazy girlfriend?
I was.
Do you become the crazy girlfriend that's gonna throw toys and
you're impulsive.
Okay.
It's your behavior is impulsive, so you make decisions without really thinking too much. So you can't really get into like trouble with the decisions you make.
So you can actually say, here's my car key, take the car, fine, yeah, bye-bye.
And it's one of those. No, some people go through like shopping sprees and whatever, just spending money, and it's like, but you can't afford all of this. Yeah. Even sexually and stuff. Sorry if I shouldn't. It's really you can go out there and just make decisions and stuff. So anger could be, look, that's what I'm saying, it's moods, like you outbursts or whatever it is. Crying. Yes, definitely.
I think everyone is a crier anyway, so let's not give you that.
So it's so how my doctor would explain it is like, Ole, what you're looking for is like a 300-kilometer drive to Pretoria. Like that's what you want. Like that's so you like you're chasing a thrill, you're chasing something, a feeling
to feel alive, to feel that's you. What triggers you?
But I'm fine now.
Okay.
I must say, I got delivered.
But
I still take my medication.
What triggers you though?
What triggers me? Trauma, heartbreak, like a lot of events actually. So a lot of events can tip you over either which side, I don't know. So an event can tip you to depression or manic. So I don't know if you know there's a manic side as well.
That's
manic? Why it's bipolar.
What's manic?
So bipolar, it's two sides of the mood disorder. The one is depression and the one is the high, which is manic.
Okay.
So the high...
is that when you can't stop? Like you're so excited. Let's go.
Energy.
Yeah. No wonder you didn't sleep the other day and thinking about business.
I guess, but also when God has got you up here, when the spirit is up,
you don't sleep.
You don't.
Yeah.
So that's, and look, I'm very conscious now about manic. So I can feel when I'm elevated, like you just have these high emotions. You kind of feel like a demigod as well.
Okay.
You really do. You feel, and mine actually tapped into psychotic. So I've had episodes where I was. Another story for another day, which I will talk about because I want a mental health platform as well. Definitely do. So you just, it's a high. It's you, and to the point where you can't control it. That's why you need medication, and you need to talk to your psychiatrist as to like how are you doing, like so they can assess. Do we increase dosage? Do we bring in more meds? Do we, that kind of stuff.
Why is it so difficult to see a therapist? Because I've been dreading that for the longest of time. 2018, when my son passed away, I did therapy for, I think, 12 weeks.
And you didn't like it?
I don't think... I can't really say I didn't like it, but then I kind of felt like...
Maybe you just didn't have a person you connected with.
I guess.
It's
and
like
over the past few weeks, I said, you know what, I'm going through such a hectic time. I think I need one. But the thing is, like, okay, where do I start? And... say what? Why is it so difficult for us men or for society to accept therapists, especially black people? Let's just throw it out there.
True.
Black people always look at therapists as like, what a waste of money, or don't you have anything better to do with your money? What advice would you give someone that's watching, or give me when it comes to therapy? Because I'm at a point whereby I need it.
You need it.
I'm getting these bursts that I don't understand, the anger bursts. There's so much in me that I want out. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I can't go to my pastor and say, this is what I'm going through, because he's going to look at me differently. Or I can't go to my elders at church and say, this is what I'm going through, they look at me as a very strong entity, a very strong individual. To then say, I've got so much sadness, I'm trying so much to be positive, and it's not happening. I'm trying to bury myself in work, but you're like, what am I doing? Honestly.
No, you need to
what
confront.
Advice would
You need to confront your emotions. Therapy has helped me. It's guided me. It's not the full package. It's really not. Because you can go and just see a therapist and stuff. But remember, they've read books and so many things on different minds, because we're not all the same, and we're not all go through the same things. So they know what to deal with specifically, you know. So even with your loss, they'll know exactly what to touch on with that and how to, dig into that. Some people, yes, they're like, oh, it's useless, whatever. And I just think maybe you just didn't find your
the
person.
Right one.
Honestly, it really is about finding your person, because venting is important. Talking is important.
I think you women do that lots.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm still to find. Yesterday, I called my mate Nonti, and I'm like, bruh, I call her bruh. I'm like, bruh, I just want to vent. Don't give me solutions, please. You understand?
Yes.
And I think I spoke to her for like 30 minutes on the phone, and I was just going and going and going. Like, Tate, okay. Then I'm looking at the time like, geez, I have to go to my next appointment, but I felt that. You understand? But
do you journal?
I tried. I think I've got 3 or 4 diaries there. I'll write for 2 pages, then fine, something happens, I go through a plunge, then I leave it, get angry at it. So, I don't know, maybe journaling?
It works wonders for me. Wonders. That's my therapy.
But then as you're writing, I'm scared of anger, though. The anger's gonna breed.
No, you have to. It's a release. It's purging.
Yeah.
Like you have to, it's a cathartic way, and you just speak every emotion.
Yeah.
And because you're a believer, back up with the word of God. Like sometimes I just write a sentence or something from the word, and then I say, dear God. And
you then start writing. So just like your prayer, what you do in a prayer.
It's either that, or sometimes like it's your way of expressing. So that really works for me. That's one of my tools. Music, really just drenching yourself in.
Listening to amapiano.
Oh no, not that. You need the music that's like. So for me, it's like heartbreak. I'll listen to those heartbreak songs. Gospel as well. Oh no, I won't lie. Spiritual music really got me through my toughest times. So crying with that, and eventually you need to go outside, take a walk, do things with people you love, healthy things.
I'm actually at a point where my son passed on 11th of August. That's why I've got the tattoo for him. He was born on the 11th. He died on the 15th of August. So ever since 2018, I haven't had the guts to even go to his grave. I'm scared. I'm scared, 1, because I may not remember where it is, and 2, then what? 3, the Bible advises against it.
Yeah, no, you don't have to talk to them.
Yeah.
But maybe that's where you need to
cry.
Yes.
Cry.
Yep.
Are you my therapist?
Maybe that's where you need to, and just confront your pain.
Yeah.
You actually need to. I'm a firm believer in that. Like even my friend has said, like, Ole, one thing I admire about you is like when you go through something, you make sure you go through it and you feel every emotion, so that you. And trust me, like if I look at the things I went through, it's hard to even remember those feelings or that space, because I'm just like, wow, I got out of that. Amen. Like, so it's really, I'm a firm believer of, this is what happened. Don't bury it. Don't try. Be like. Face
and I've always been that kind of person that, you know what, let's get into serving a church, let's get into work and whatnot. And from 2018, it's only dawning now that Aiden passed, and this year has been so tough, because we buried him on a Saturday. Sunday I was at church and serving. Literally.
Oh no.
Literally.
Look, maybe for some people that's like a yes, but
that's how I just went all in.
No.
Literally, I never. The only time that I think we went on a vacation that end of month of the same. One of my clients was like, Taz, please go away. Don't come to work. I was all in. I'm at church. I'm serving. I'm doing everything. And boom, 2022. everything is coming.
Yeah.
It's coming hard.
Yeah.
It's coming hard.
No, you have to confront.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Ole said she's 31 years old. What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
18, that's when I got saved.
Okay, 15-year-old self when you're still nonsense.
No, but I got worse after I got saved. So I would want to talk to 18-year-old. That's the even 15, but those are pivotal moments. Like actually they are for a teenager. Those are the pivotal ages, actually. But okay, let me say, 18-year-old Ole, advice. Just, you see the transition you made, stick to it. It's gonna work, I promise you. Because if you step out of that, everything else is just not going to make sense. It's going to delay you from what you've wanted, what's been placed in your heart. So stick to what you've just experienced now, because you're headed the right direction. I wish I could tell myself. Honestly, the day I got saved, I was just different. And then I got to varsity and it just went south again. So I really wish I stuck to that woman.
Wow. And what advice would you give to a girl that has lost it? And a lot of times when they are on the losing streak or on the downward spiral, they don't realize it. Drugs, you name it, sex and whatnot. What advice would you give to that girl?
I think they need to dig deep as to what exactly makes them act out of those things, like to do those things. Because everything comes from internal battles and whatever. You need to confront, is it family issues, daddy issues? Is it because I got bullied? Is it because it's basically those things that affect us?
Yeah.
Something. I truly believe someone just doesn't do things in jail.
Yeah.
It comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
Even if there's peer pressure, at some point, when does it stop? Like, eventually it's like, man, I cannot grow this. I don't like it. You'll try things because everyone's doing it, and then it's like, I don't want to do this. But if it's a long thing, something, I don't know. But to get out of it, like I said, confront it, be honest and truthful with yourself, learn to love yourself. I think that's a really big thing. And find someone older that you can talk to and be comfortable with, who won't judge you, belittle you, or anything like that, but who can really groom you in just discovering the beauty in you and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Ole is killing us here with advice. Amazing. I think that advice goes even to the boy child that is on drugs or girls and whatnot. You need to stay true to yourself, because a lot of times, before I put in a substance that's gonna kill me, that means I don't love myself. So if I love myself enough, then I'm going to be skeptical of the places that I surround myself in, the people that I surround myself with, and the stuff that I do. So loving yourself is an important thing.
It's very important.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, sometimes family dynamics, however you grew up, could affect that. So you never really experienced what it's like to love, because you didn't experience that.
Someone once said that I don't know how to love because I was never loved. You understand? And it's a sad reality, because we're growing in a society that is so broken that a man is going to end up beating the wife and beating the child and abusing. It's a cycle, and it's a vicious one as well. So loving yourself, you know what? There is no mark to say I'm gonna start again, start from scratch. I'm going to start today to love myself. I'm going to start now to love myself. Maybe I haven't been loving myself enough. That's why I've been doing all this nonsense.
Definitely.
So yeah, Ole, you've been amazing.
Thank you.
Super amazing. What has been your overview of the whole conversation before I throw you with another question?
I love that I could be myself. Thank you for giving me that space to just express myself. It felt cathartic as well. Like, I felt like I could also...
I love that word. I love it. I love it.
And I like that you could also be vulnerable and open. That is my language. I'm such an open book, and I love when people can also feel safe around me. So I like that I hope someone out there catches something and is like, yeah, I'm going to run with that. So, yeah.
I think, like we said, I think it was offline when you said nothing. Oh, you were talking about the water. And you're like, oh, there's a lot of stuff here. So if it spills, then I'm like, nothing happens to you. Everything happens for you. So I know that anyone that is watching this and listening to this, something out of this is happening for you. And whatever that you're going to take, even if it's 2 minutes, make sure you take it and run with it. Because advice can be this long, just a small statement, but it's going to change your entire life for the next 30 years. So you never know. You just need to keep an open mind. Only before I let you go, a wise woman once said, finish the statement.
You?
Unless you're the wise woman, so it's fine. You can tell us what you're going to say.
Is there a real saying that has it? Like, is there?
No, you need to finish it.
Yes.
Yeah, you just...
I was like, yo, score. Didn't do so well. A wise woman once said, oh, this is my favorite. I've got a few philosophies, but I'll say this one. A wise woman once said, chase purpose, money will follow.
Ooh. How do you do that thing? Amazing. All you've been amazing. Thank you so much for taking your time. Thank you for sharing. I don't think a lot of people don't see the relevance, or they don't see... No. I don't think a lot of people understand what it means for me when I ask someone to be a guest, and I never write anything down. The only thing that I had a bit of my notes there, and I wanted to type who you are, but I was like, no, I want to read it exactly as it was written. And from what Aya said, because Aya just said, guys, there's this girl. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Because there was an energy to it when we said you're coming through, like literally. And as you were coming through, I'm busy, because with the Game On podcast, I don't want it to be so spiritual.
Yeah.
With the main podcast, yes, I can be spiritual. We pray and whatnot. But with this, I was sort of like thinking, we're going to speak about sport. But then at the same time, like when I started podcasting and getting into people's ears and in their faces, screens, I want it to be something that's going to be productive, spiritually, mentally, and everything. So I'm like, okay, do I pray in front of her? Maybe she's not that kind of person. So when you then said, first of all, are you spiritual? Then you say, yes, everything is just going according to the plan. And I just thank God that this happened.
Yes.
And more than the person that is listening or watching, that was for me.
Oh.
You understand? This was for me personally. And I can even not produce this and let it go online, because this was relevant for me.
Sure.
And I know for sure if it was relevant for me, it's relevant for the person that's listening. It's relevant for the people that are in a circle. Which brings me to appreciate the people that are around you and pray that they understand how big you are, or how God is using you. And the most important thing is, do you understand what God is in store for you?
Ooh, don't make me cry.
Wow. So I'm a pastor, by the way. This was for me. I'm a pastor that fell and still coming back up. And it's my vision and my prayer for you to understand what God is in store for you. And it's going to come to pass.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are gents here. There's no tissue.
No, it's fine. I'm stopping it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
May God continue to show you more doors. I told you about the 3 doors.
Yes.
So you need to, you said you know your door. Yes.
I do.
So walk in with boldness. Walk in with your head up high. I don't know. Everyone goes through challenges. That's the one thing. And I always say that we are all in the same storm, but different boats.
Yes.
So you know your storms, but in you going through your storms, go through that fire, go through that storm, and know that at the end, you're going to be that other side, not wet, or you're going to be the other side of the fire and not smelling like smoke.
Amen. Yes. Oh, thank you. Woo! I don't even know what to say. Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, let's talk to you. If you're still here, thank you for joining us. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. That way, the other person is going to find relevance in this, just like I did. My name is Tatenda. Ole was here. And can I safely say Ole is a friend of the show, and she's going to come back. And it's Women's Month.
Yes.
So before I let you go, what do you have in store for women, and what are you going to say to the women?
What should I say to the women?
Yeah, to the women.
Oh, ladies, Bokoto. Look, I think this is a time for women. I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling it. I mean, we spoke about the shift in the atmosphere, and I think Mother Earth, well, Earth needs a mother. I think right now with the pain and struggles that we've been going through, the anger, like there's just been so much, especially after since COVID. I think now we need a mother's touch, meaning we need that woman, feminine love and all. So I think that's why God is strategically placing women and giving them that platform. Like we're speaking about the sports. I mean, it's crazy that we're seeing what we're seeing in Women's Month, you know. So I just feel there's a shift happening. And I'm just saying, ladies, whatever your dream is, your ambition, what you know you're called for, and you're not stepping into it yet, now is the time. Now is the time to catch it. There's a river. Get in there. Get in there. We're going to change the world.
Get in there. Guys, we love you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow with the main podcast with motivation each and every day for 365 days. Wish me luck. I'll see you guys next week, Thursday. Harry is going to be here. Everyone else is going to be here, and it's going to be fun. Cheers for now. Thank you for joining, and be safe. Cheers.